rant video. Why Toaru deserves better in 2024. Listen, I'm out here making goddamn Toaru reactions when ain't nobody picking this show up because I actually like the show and my audience really enjoys it too. We're on Railgun right now watching Index Season 1 and we're on Railgun Season 1 right now. Most likely we'll go back to Index Season 2 before continuing. But hey, why does Toaru deserve better and exactly what happened that resulted in this rant?
2024 has been such a disappointment for the Toaru fanbase. It's meant to be the 20th anniversary year where we're meant to be celebrating.
Okay. So it's actually like a big moment, like 10-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary. These are huge moments. Even SAO recently, right? I think SAO had like a huge, I think in the show, Kirito like overcoming some challenge against, I think it was an Aincrad, right? Was this year recently, a couple months ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. And these dudes, instead of announcing season 5, they were like, new merch drop. Here's some merch.
Celebrating 20 years of this incredible franchise, which has spanned numerous entries in the franchise across different media, light novels, manga, and of course anime. And yet here we are, near the end of the year. And what do we have? Well, something happened recently. The gacha game Toaru Imaginary Fest got cancelled because Square Enix...
Well, gacha games, they have a pretty... They don't last very long, right? I think Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Wuthering Waves, like games like this, Summoner's War, Epic 7, it's outliers. If a gacha game lasts beyond 1 year, especially for a gacha game with an anime IP, that's amazing. I've seen so many gacha games where it's based on an anime and it just fails. There's some connection, there's some correlation with gacha games and developers thinking that they can just get carried by the name brand of the anime and give no fucks about the actual game itself. Like, I think there was like a they'll make fun of me, but Princess Connect, I haven't watched the anime, but it was like a fun little idle gacha game that I was playing. That shit got shut down. I think it was also with Crunchyroll.
Invested too much in NFTs, which was a really great...
That's so fucking stupid. NFTs. Square Enix recently announced staff layoffs across US and European offices as part of wider restructuring plans. The publisher reported net sales of $2.3 billion for the fiscal year ending, and a rise of 4% year over year. However, the profit still got cut by 70%. It has also warned of extraordinary losses due to canceled project which cost the company $140 million and NFT sales. Man, if you're still fucking around with NFTs, like in 2024, this is like, dude, you'd be stupid to deal with NFTs back in like 2 years ago. Like, you still are doing this shit in 2024?
Invested too much in NFTs, which was a really great decision, wasn't it? And unfortunately, Toaru and many other gacha games have been cancelled as a result, and now it's dead. Now you can't use any of the cards that you wailed for using real money if you're one of those people. Instead...
That's right. Remember, when you play these online games where you pay, don't think for a moment you have any sort of ownership. Once this servers gets unplugged, listen, this is not like Overlord. This is not Newgate. You're not gonna fucking stay in the game. All the waifus that you were chasing, that shit gone.
Instead, you've got a glorified art gallery in the form of an offline version, aptly named the memorial version of the game. Yeah, because it's a funeral. My
That's actually so sad. Memorial. It's so fitting, but so sad.
God, the game is dead, and now we have a digital art gallery to celebrate it. And another physical art book at that, as we also have the overdue 4th art book of Hymura covering the end of New Testament, which is the 2nd light novel series of Index. And on top of that, we have the Imaginary Fest art book. What else have we gotten this year other than that? Well, we've had the standard releases of GT volumes, which has been 2, and that's pretty much it, apart from some merchandise, a railgun event over in Japan, a concert in fact, and another in-person.
Concerts are kind of hype, but it's in Japan and, you know, the global audience can't really enjoy that.
It's an event if you happen to live in Tachikawa City. Well, technically the 20th anniversary year is not over. We were promised numerous announcements across the year, and this is what we get. But yes, it's technically not over.
I mean, hey, you got a couple weeks left in December. As soon as New Year hits, Toaru. Index Season 4 announced. Better adaptation than anything before. I don't know about that.
It technically lasts till April 2025. But do you guys really think we're gonna get some?
Oh, until April 2025. I see. So you still have like 4 months left. No, like all of December, January, February, March, and all of April. That's like 5 months.
Something cool. Listen, I'm not an entitled fan. If we got an anime, especially Index New Testament, that'd be amazing. Even though Index Season 3 was an utter joke.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about this shit, right? Because right now we're on our Toaru journey, and Index Season 1 was actually pretty good. A lot of information going over my head because it's assuming that you have read the source material, or else there's no way you can kind of understand all these different buzzwords, all these jargon being thrown around, right? But I did my research and my chat's helping me out. So Toaru has been a great experience. Railgun right now is so fun. The product quality, I've noticed a definitely drastic increase. Everything is just very fun. But I'm worried for Index Season 3. A lot of people are warning that, like, you got no fucking clue. We'll find out for ourselves in the future.
I'm still happy that the series is getting out there and being promoted in whatever shape and form. And if done right, Index NT could be a success. Even if we didn't, even if we got an anime adaptation of one of the spin-offs, like Astral Buddy or the Dark Matter manga, that'd been sick. But none of that. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we can get a spin-off of some kind. Maybe, God forbid, a Magic Side spin-off. That would be cool. We've all wanted that forever. Or maybe
like going through the church and like all the different people over on the church side and the magic stuff. Yeah, because Railgun it's a side story, right? It's a spin-off story, but it focuses heavily on the science stuff. I'm sure we're gonna get like, magic people showing up and starting shit, but a side story specifically focused over what the church is and seeing how that shit works over there. That'd be so cool.
maybe if not that, we can have the Sogita spin-off, since we are checking all the boxes of the level 5s who have spin-offs, and Sogita and Aihana are the ones who don't have a spin-off yet. But no,
Kind of spoilers, but I don't think it really matters.
not even that. Honestly, when they released the Dark Side item spin-off, they should have saved that for this year. Rather than releasing it out of nowhere and doing a manga for it, they should have saved one of those until now. Or maybe they should have released it when Index 3 came out, where Mugano and Frenda were at the forefront of the story. But it got released at the most...
Swear to fucking God, that's 2 spoilers already. That's two spoilers already. But these are out of context spoilers, so again, like, Jesus fucking Christ.
bizarre time possible. I'm happy it exists, don't get me wrong. The Dark Side item, the spin-off is really good, but I just don't get the decision-making at the top. Whether it's Kadokawa or Dengeki Bunko, or JC Staff, or a mix of all three. Like, it's ridiculous. How has this happened? It's an absolute disaster. It's a disgrace that...
Well, we'd have to look at the sales, right? Why would they not greenlight these projects? Well, it's JC Staff. JC Staff takes so many projects. They're focused on Danmachi right now. What else are they doing? They got a shitload of seasonal anime. We're currently watching Mao 2099, and I hear that Duver Damsel, right? Conquers the Dragon Emperor is also JC Staff. They have so many projects. Maybe, and I don't know the process of when these projects are greenlit, but I would assume they would look at the past sales, right? DVD merch sales and everything, the ratings over in Japan, and decide, okay, well, the most recent Toaru project was good. Let's go ahead and greenlight, whatever. Index Season 4 is something people are really looking forward to, right? Excuse me. But didn't they also fuck up Index Season 3? And, that probably would result in, like, dropped momentum. Yeah, One Punch Man Season 3 is also announced, right? Yeah. JC Staff's on that shit, too. So, combination of too many projects on the line, plus lack of success with the most recent Toaru projects.
Toaru and Index is meant to be the most popular light novel series of all time, or once was. The best selling at least, until it was recently overtaken by Slime Data Tensei. And even Railgun's not had much attention.
Excuse me? Oh, Tensura.
Data Tensei.
I mean, it's not as if Tensura is getting the love either. Season 1 and 2 are pretty good. Season 3 is just...
And even Railgun's not had much attention. Not that I can blame it, because there's not as much content to adapt with the Railgun manga as there is Index. I mean, with Index, you've literally got enough content to make like 3 or 4 more seasons.
That's fucking crazy. 3 or 4 more seasons worth of content? That's insanity.
and you do nothing with it.
I was assuming that the show is pretty much over. Like, there might be like 1 or 2 more seasons and it's over. Like, there's way, way more. Oh, holy, the story just keeps going.
Are you telling me they don't have the budget to do this? Or is it a matter of they have no faith in the franchise, which I find ridiculous? Index is still ongoing. And Railgun, Misaka, they generate like loads of money. And of course, that's why Railgun has always had the most attention. It's always
Power of Yuri, man. Cute girls doing cute things plus trauma I hear later on. Railgun gets a lot of love. Yeah. Compared to Index. I haven't finished Railgun just yet. Season 1, I mean. So I can't compare Season 1 Railgun with Season 1 Index. But right now, I prefer Season 1 Index. I love the story with accelerator stuff, for sure. From Tomo being a Giga Chad. Railgun is just cute and slice of life so far, and it's not fair to compare both. Plus, I haven't even finished Season 1. We've barely got to episode... I think we just ended the arc with the stripper lady who just got all these godlike powers because at the end of the day, she saw how fucked up the experiments were and she wanted to end it all, right? Yeah, that's kind of where we were at. The story got pretty actually heavy and dark, but at this rate, I don't know, I have a bias towards Accelerator stuff. So Accelerator versus, Toma and Misaka was great, and then like the Radio Sister Project, arc, and then there was the 3-story arc, which one of them was Accelerator with, little Misaka, and that shit was so good too.
He's had the better animation, the better story, partially because, okay, it's easier to adapt a manga into an anime than a light novel into an anime. But at the same time, like, look how badly Index 3 was treated. It wasn't even given the right amount of episodes. It should have been at least 34 episodes or more.
Yeah, it got rushed like crazy.
And yet the higher-ups at Kadokawa or JC staff were like, no, we're not giving you 10 more episodes. We're giving you 2 more episodes. Like, that's going to make much of a difference.
You'd have to look at, like, what was happening during that time. Why would they butcher Index Season 3? Well, the production committee at the end of the day has the say of, like, what the resources and the timeline and schedules are going to be for these projects, right? Why would they rush it? Because maybe it's like a 7 Deadly Sins example. Remember how A1 Pictures gave 7 Deadly Sins all the love up until the last season? And due to prioritizing fate, I believe, they offloaded the project to Studio Dean and then shit just went wrong. Now, this example for Index was the same studio for JC staff. Probably, why would they suddenly say fuck Season 3? Was Season 2 even good? I'm not sure. But it's probably like just project management and higher ups thinking like, you know what, like I don't think that pouring more effort into Index Season 3 is going to net us more money. At the end of the day, it's all about money and the incentives, right? The money is the biggest incentives. So they probably didn't really have much faith based on some sort of failure in the past regarding Toaru.
Honestly, mind-boggling that this amazing franchise, which I love so much, is being treated like this. And yes, it's 20 years old, and we're not the only ones. Like, Fate has also had a poor 20th anniversary as well. But Fate's hugely popular. It's more popular than Index, with Fate Grand Order, which is an endless money-making machine. They haven't had their gacha game cancelled, and we have, and yes...
Well, yeah, I don't think Toaru gacha game comes even fucking close to the revenue that FGO is making. I don't think you can really compare those two.
We have had a letter from the producer of Imaginary Fest apologizing that this has happened during the 20th anniversary year. I don't think it was...
Wah, wah. I'm so sorry that this comes... That is so fucked up, man. On the 20th anniversary, they canceled the game. It should be like, alright, 20th anniversary, y'all get free fucking, I don't know, 5-star selectors, go crazy guys, and then boom, more reasons for people to try to, play the game more and more. Nah, they're like, gotta cut the plug. At the end of the day, why? Because it ain't making money. I don't know how good the game was, but if it was making a lot of money, they would not pull life support out. The reason FGO keeps going is because it prints money. I can't say the same about this game, I guess.
This happened during the 20th anniversary year. I don't think it was his decision. It's clearly the higher-ups at Square Enix who have decided to pull the plug, and unfortunately, it's coincided with this. Whatever you think about gacha games, like, Toaru Imaginary Fest was fun for what it was. I really loved to see like the New Testament characters being.
I need to check this out. Gacha revenue Toaru Imaginary Fest 2023. I don't know. Do I have numbers here? There's a site called Sensory Tower, but I don't think Toaru even like shows up there. Cause like I don't think it's even fucking close. Like there is some of them, but I don't think like I see like a subreddit post right now regarding the cancellation announcement. I can't really seek out the like there's a site called, you know, Sensory Tower that does, you know, gacha revenue for a lot of different things, but Imaginary Fest doesn't even like show up, does it? I'm not really sure. And we'd have to look at specifically like Japanese revenue too. I don't know. Toaru series is the third most financially lucrative light novel franchise. Yeah, but that's a light novel. I'm looking for like, you know, gacha games. At the end of the day, I think it's just that simple. That the gacha game revenue just has no fucking pull here. And it's just like you can't compare FGO and Toaru. It's just totally different beasts.
Animated and voiced for the first time, seeing that opening with Kakina versus Style and Kanzaki and Oftenus versus the level 5s, that was absolutely sick. So we got some great stuff out of that game, even if you're not a fan of the gameplay or whatever, or the spending real life money to earn an advantage. It's just so bad that it's happened during this year.
Yeah, on the 20, like they couldn't do one more year. They couldn't have done it like last year either. They fucking did a 20-year anniversary. That's crazy.
Like, this is the most significant event that's happened in the 20th anniversary year, other than the standard index volume releases, but that's to be expected every year. That's the given. We've literally had nothing. So it just feels like a massive punch in the face for us fans. And you might be thinking, oh, Aeon, you're so entitled. Look how much content.
You should be entitled. Why would you not be entitled? You're a consumer of the content. You should have the highest standards possible. People who say, oh, you should be glad for what you even got are such fucking losers in life. How could you possibly come to this conclusion that you're just given scraps and you should be fine with it? Truly shows you the mindset of people who've lived in environments where they've never given the opportunity or even thought of, you know, deserving better. If you think that you deserve less, then sure, go ahead and be a fucking loser. But this entitlement from a consumer wanting the best from this series that they love, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, that should be encouraged.
We have already, like, yes, we do have a lot of content in light novels and manga, and yes, we do have a lot of seasons of the anime, but there's still so much story that needs to be adapted, to be told. Because let's face it, how many of the casual Toaru fans do you know who actually read the light novels or read the manga for Railgun? How many, seriously?
I can't read the manga or the light novels because I'm an anime reaction channel, but I'm different.
Go on. Let me take a step back here. Let me define what a casual fan of Toaru is. I'm not talking about a person who spends all their day on Toaru Twitter arguing about the dumbest stuff possible. Because let's face it.
Oh, they do that shit over there too? I thought it was only ReZero and MT people just like arguing against each other.
If you go on Toaru Twitter all day, you're replying to some of the most dedicated people who spend all their time online talking about this franchise and arguing about dumb stuff. We all know people who are there. That's not...
It's one of the funniest thing I think that you should really think about is like these chronically online people who treats this shit as a full-time job, arguing with other people about their own favorite franchise on Twitter. Imagine that time invested into something else, building a business, getting some sort of degree, learning some sort of skill. Nah. They're gonna spend all their time just getting angry online.
Not casual Toaru fans. The casual Toaru fans are the ones who are basically...
Oh, I know the Toaru subreddit is stupid. In fact, do you remember what happened? Here, right over here, bro. I'll show you right now. Kaka TV. Toaru Reddit. We started off with this shit. The Toaru index subreddit found my channel and they're mulling. This video, bro. Just go there. They're fucking retarded. their own summer. They even deleted the post because like, yo, the other people were like, yo, this is making us look so bad right now. What are you doing? We actually have a dude that's trying to fucking watch this show and give us more content. Then you're gonna fucking just, you're gonna do this shit. This is how we started the fucking playlist. Anyways, let's keep going.
Basically seasonal anime watchers who are pretty old school maybe, who happen to go and see, oh, Railgun T is airing. I remember watching Railgun X amount of years ago. Oh yeah, I'm gonna check out that. And boom, you've got millions of views for Railgun T.
Woo!
Opening 1 or opening 2 or whatever. Or people checking out the highlights on YouTube. You know, the Dragon Strike versus Misaka level 6 shift. That's
Jesus fucking Christ!
They're not the ones who are talking about it all the time. They're the ones who tune in every now and then when they see a new anime. They don't give a shit. Well, most of them don't give a shit about the novels. Some of them are interested in being spoiled, but others are not. They just watch other shit as well as Railgun and Index. They just happen to see, oh yeah, this is cool. Let's tune in. That is the main crux of the issue. Whatever you think about the Index light novel sales decreasing over time, whether it's accurate or not, because it doesn't take into account that the ebook online sales, whatever you want to think about that, it's still doing pretty well. I mean, I looked at the GT reception.
Yeah, it looks like total light novel data, right? It's one of the best fucking performing sales. It's doing really well, but the anime again has no really, like, whether or not an anime project gets greenlit doesn't really have anything to do with light novel sales. Maybe for like season 1, right? But based on that, it's the momentum of like what happens beyond.
Or the sales figures on Bookwalker, and GT still does pretty alright considering it's 20 years old. And Index will likely still continue. I'm not worried about the light novels whatsoever. But again, the light novels appeals to such a small fraction of the audience, especially in the West. How we get more people into it is through the anime. That's why the anime needs to be good. And that's why Railgun has been hugely successful, especially in China and Japan.
Yeah, but Railgun is Yuri. Railgun is cute girls. Traumatized cute girls doing cute things. Index doesn't really seem to have that kind of pull to that normie audience. And they're prioritizing heavily into that. And like, I don't know. I wasn't there for when like Index Season 3 was coming out, right? I don't know what the fuck happened, but it's just production committee is just, you know, prioritizing other shit because they lost faith in this anime. And once that happens, it's a momentum thing, right? They already gave up. Now it's just not gonna happen unless in the next 5 months or so, you never know, a new adaptation news could come out.
That's why.
Unironically, I think this, and this shit happened for Data Live for me. Data Live was a niche anime, just like is Toaru niche? I think Data Live is more niche. I think Toaru is probably more popular, right? Anyways, Data Live was an anime that didn't have a new fucking season for many, many years. Old ass fuck anime, and I decided let's react to it because my community wanted it. And after about like a year or so of covering that content, all 4 seasons, I finished it, and then a little bit after, boom, season 5 announcement. I believe the same will happen for Index. Index season 4 will be greenlit as soon as we finish all of Index Accelerator Railgun. Yep, I'm calling it.
Whatever you think about, Index anime is not great. I agree. It's never going to be as good as the light novels, because the light novels is peak fiction, which I love. And I'm reading the light novels made Toaru my favorite franchise of all time. I didn't care as much about the Index anime. I liked Accelerator. I liked his story. I didn't really care about Toma. I didn't care about Kanzaki. Everything else I was kind
of bro, hates everyone. Base though, Accelerator is sick.
Confused by. But I read the light novels and I was like, oh my god, this is actually good. I like everything. And there's so many.
Season 4 came out 2022. When did Data Live Season 3 come out? Data Live Season 3 announcement. Release date. That shit was 2019. It's not much of a difference considering we covered Data Live like 2 years ago. I think the timeline matches up. I have a good feeling about this, guys. Season 4, man. That shit gonna come out soon. The news will come out a couple months after I finish all of Toaru. Yep, I'm calling it.
So many people who won't get to experience that because they don't like reading or whatever. I'm not dissing the people who don't want to check out light novels. Like, if you're a fan of Toaru and you don't check out the light novels, that's fine. You're still a Toaru fan. You're not less of a fan or more of a fan. It's like people who watch Star Wars who don't read the books. This is why the anime is so important for marketing the series, getting people into it. Whatever you think.
Yeah, I think that catering towards the normies, the casual audience through anime content, and hopefully converting them into light novel people is always a good idea. The fact that, and this is a stupid ass take I hear from the fucking Tensura retards. They're like, oh, our anime doesn't need to be better. 8-bit studios can give us mid and you should be grateful for the mid. And we don't care because light novel sales are the best it's ever been. Fuck you. It's just like, how much of a loser could you possibly be to come to that conclusion? What a small-minded mindset. You are gatekeeping this show from doing better. And your justification is because the light novel is already doing well. What a, just like, such an ignorant, monkey-ass take.
Think about it, like, I enjoy seeing my favorite scenes animated, even in Index 3, apart from the ones that were completely butchered, like Fiamma versus Toma, my god. But you get my point. Maybe the poor reception to Index 3 is the reason why they just don't have the courage to do New Testament, because they're like, oh my god, there's even more content to adapt here. Maybe like Kadakawa's like, oh okay, no one liked Index 3, so we're just gonna do nothing now. Like, we can't do any more of Index. It's too risky because people are just gonna be mad no matter what we do. But that's not true. Like,
no, just make a good product. The reason that it's people think it's gonna be mad because if you do a repeat of season 3, then yeah, of course people will be fucking mad.
If Index New Testament is given the right vision, it could be a success. Like, come on, New Testament has an arc like ReZero. I know it's not like the same, but the
oh, an arc like ReZero? What do you mean? Which arc you talking about right now?
For this arc, come on, I bet that would attract a more casual audience.
What arc?
I bet everyone wants to find out Shokuho's past with...
Yo, shut the fuck up!
That would, like, do really well. Maybe that's the reason why we haven't had anything in years. Is it purely because of Index 3? Maybe. I just want something, man. Like, I'm just frustrated because we've literally had nothing this entire year. I'm an optimistic person. I love this series. I want this series to do really well. I want this series to continue to be relevant in 2024. And I definitely think it can. Look at how...
It'll do well in 2025. Just hope, guys. Just hope, man.
Oh, Genesis Testament is doing in terms of the writing.
Aeon talking about future content that we haven't seen is not his fault. The person at fault is the retard that linked this without doing due diligence. Now, these spoilers, I honestly don't think that matters that much. I don't think it matters that much. A lot of it is out of context stuff that I have no understanding of, and it's kind of cool. But at the same time, what I care about is the fucking principle. The principle that you didn't do to do fucking diligence to vet this shit. Selfish monkeys who just type shit in order to fucking get attention for me to click their videos. That's what I fucking hate. I'll deal with that retard after this.
I know there's some bits of Genesis Testament I don't like, and that applies to everyone, but I feel like Komachi overall has done a great job of balancing newer elements of the story, writing something unique that people don't expect.
Exactly. Just 1 second. I think internet's down. I think my internet is down right now. This is awkward. Just 1 second. I'm in the middle of a recording session, and I think my internet's up. Am I good? It's weird. Am I up or not? Okay, I'm up. There's something odd going on right now. My internet's being weird. I think I'm still low. Okay. We're good. Okay, let's keep going. Jesus Christ.
And also reintegrating that with some of the old stuff, like the old story beats from Old Testament. Yeah, so I do think Index continues to be relevant and still be a success. Like, people are tired of Isekai light novel series. Maybe the old school...
People are tired of Isekai light novel series? I don't really know about that. I feel like they just keep eating shit up. It's just like junk food. They just can't get enough of it. I don't think that shit's ever gonna end.
Cool way of doing things is better. Maybe people like that. It's like the Renaissance or retro. People like old stuff too. Like, it's not all about the latest.
Well, here's the thing though, right? This is your opinion, and for sure, I could definitely side with that opinion. And I would love for other type of shows to be made too. But if you look from the business perspective of these cold, ruthless entities that don't give a fuck about your favorite show, they just want money. A strategy that's heavily predicated on, you know, just pumping out shitty isekais because there's so much of it, and because it's popular, it's gonna secure that money. Why would they risk something into like, you know, a different strategy when they have a winning formula, right? It sucks. It really does suck, but you got to think of it from like their perspective.
Crappy, you know, light novel adaptation of whatever that people forget about in a month's time. I refuse to believe that it's a budget issue because, you know, JC Staff makes God knows how many anime a year.
Mm-hmm.
And they give a lot of newcomer series.
I don't think it's necessarily true that it's not a budget issue. Because again, how many projects are they investing into right now? But rather like, I think that Index has just fallen off the grace of the production committee. They don't have faith in it. Most likely, is the most recent Index or Toaru series season anime that got released was actually season 3? Because if it is, then like, yeah, I could totally see why they're like, this bombed due to our shitty ass, you know, adaptation. But it's still bombed, so we're gonna focus on other, you know, evergreen content. There's no point trying to invest in something that's like a failing project. Therefore, they're gonna focus on other shit. Is definitely the mindset I could see from the production committee. Railgun T is 2020. Index 3 is 2018. I see. So like, and there's no more Railgun stories possible, right? Or it seemed like they're really running out of Railgun content. But budget's probably not an issue considering, again, like they have so many different projects lined up. But it's the fact that they don't want to give the budget to Toaru, I guess.
It's a chance, and they should be given that chance. But don't forget, Index is an iconic franchise that has inspired so many light novel series after it. And if you look at some of its competitors, it's just been treated so poorly in terms of anime adaptations. I know
Feels
it's
bad.
a really tough task to adapt, but if you look at Fate is a convoluted...
Fate has... Here's the reason, though. Again, Fate has already... It's the golden fucking cow. It's a golden goose egg. It just keeps milking the money out. And they have Ufotable. And Ufotable and, you know... Fate, the creators of Fate, don't they have a really tight connection? That's also why they just have unlimited budget works, right? And because all their shit just keeps doing well, they can keep pumping it out. For Toaru, like, I'm sure Toaru could be adapted well, but the fact that it's already been mishandled is the reason why it's losing the heat, the momentum.
Lore-heavy series. And yet look how successful the anime of Fate was. Like, Fate Zero Episode 1 is just a complete info dump. And look how successful Fate Zero was. So I don't understand the logic saying, oh, it's a light novel, it's dense, it can't be done in animated.
It's not that at all, right? If Index 3 was given the same amount of effort as Fate Zero, then we would have been fucking fine.
Format. I believe it can, but again, I repeat myself, it's not gonna be as good as the source material. But why can't it be a fraction less better? Why can't it be given...
Blame the production committee. Blame the people that mishandled Toaru.
in the right direction. Fleshing Tomer out as an interesting character. Giving the right amount of pacing, the right amount of episodes. Why can't it do that? And again, it doesn't have to be New Testament. I bet Astral Buddy would be a huge success as an anime. And it tells a complete story from beginning to end. And that's one of the main criticisms of the Toaru franchise, that Railgun and Index don't seem to have an end in sight. But there are spin-offs exploring different aspects of this hugely interesting world that do tell a complete story. And you have that, you know, expanded universe elements about it where if they watch Astral Buddy, then they can check out the rest of the stuff. And hey ho, you've just got someone new into the Toaru franchise. There's just so many missed opportunities. And yes, you could say, oh, there's so many entries in the Toaru series that it's basically just an endless money-making machine. If so, why not exploit the fact that you can make more anime? It just seems to be the case, oh, they can just...
It's just unfortunate that Toaru has been mishandled by, you know, the production committees and the studios making this shit. Because again, I bet you Fate could have also flopped just like this. Just imagine the universe where Toaru, the creator of Toaru, actually was really tight with, you know, the Ufotable people. And instead, Fate series was taken in by JC Staff. Same shit could have probably happened. It's all about, you know, the people handling the project, how much love and care they poured into it, and whether or not that momentum continues.
write books forever, but why can't that be applied to anime? And say what you want about like the amount of books there are in the Toaru, whether some of them are necessary or not. Toaru is such a huge universe that I feel like there's so many aspects to it that even in the source material, there's so many unexplored angles that actually can go down, or a spin-off or a side story can go down. And that's the beauty of it. That's what makes Toaru unique. That's its unique selling point. It's huge amount of content and its vast, incredible world. At least that's its unique selling point for me. And I think
I agree. Toaru, again, I have limited experience and exposure to Toaru because I've only seen season 1 of Index and a little bit of Railgun. But what Gigok said is, I think, pretty correct about how there is no main character in Toaru. Toma is the main character, I guess, in Index. But at the end of the day, it's about events happening in Academy City and all these different, key players, doing things. And I really like the storytelling aspect of that, how you can context shift from different, protagonists and just have fun and learn more about the world.
that applies to most fans. And I want to stay positive. Like, maybe they're working on something in the background, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. We've had absolutely nothing. I don't know when the next Dengeki Fest would be, and that's when they usually announce, like, new anime projects. I want to be bringing exciting news, stuff to look forward to, because as someone who makes a Toaru channel, I really wanted like something to be excited for this year other than GT releases, which is the standard. But instead we get a gacha game cancelled. Oh, the reason why I do this is
That is actually so sad, bro. 20th year anniversary. Congratulations, your gacha game is canceled. Goodbye.
I want to bring newer fans into it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not quitting. All this criticism of like the execs, the higher ups, whoever make these crappy decisions and don't do anything with this incredible IP. I want them to do better. I want this franchise to succeed. So it comes from a place of love. Yeah,
exactly. Whenever people are complaining, like, I don't know why these stupid kids online cannot understand this. But like, if you complain and say, like, this should be better, suddenly they're like, oh, you're hating. It's like, shut the fuck up, you idiot. I bet you I like this shit more than you do. How the hell are you saying just be grateful for what you've been given? Stop having that fucking mindset and deserve more, right? Understand that you deserve more. It comes from a place of passion and love for the show.
Part of the reason why I do this is because I want more fans to get into it. I want more people to just...
Also, it's funny that Pachinko is 20th anniversary content because Square Enix. What was that company? I remember there was also another... Was it Capcom? I forget a company. Hideo Kojima used to work for it, I think, and then he left, and by then they decided to just mass produce a bunch of pachinko shit. But I guess Gamba money goes crazy.
Discover Index. That's the reason why I started this channel. But imagine how many more people would discover Index.
Maybe Konami.
Or Railgun if there was more love put into the future of the franchise. I'll do my part. I'll continue to do my part.
It's really hard to like get new people coming in when you're so deep into so many seasons, right? Truly, that is actually so hard. Unless it's a series like Fate, and I think that Academy City, like you don't have to watch it in like a specific order. Like there is an order, but like if a show was more like Fate, where you can have these self-contained stories where it's like a battle royale every time with different characters, right? You just understand the rules, and it's like a totally different story. You can just always get into it. For Toaru, it's kind of hard, right? It's like Danmachi too. Danmachi is like in season 5 right now, and JC Staff is actually going pretty crazy with it. The quality is great, but how do you get people excited to start watching this from the beginning when you're already like 5 seasons fucking deep? That's pretty hard, and that's why it's so important to maintain that like momentum and hype going forward from season to season. And once you kind of lose that fire, it's just like, what will be the new launch pad? What will be something that really ignites that passion again?
Let me know what you think about this, guys. Are you as angry, upset as I am?
I mean, I'm not angry or upset because I just started my Toaru journey and there's a ridiculous amount of episodes to watch. If I was an avid fan and I've watched all of it and then I got a slap in the face because the 20th anniversary was a game canceling and no anime news, I'd be fucking upset. But for me, it's just like, I'm just eating good right now, but I'm sure once I've done eating good, I'll be joining you guys on the other side. But yeah, you never know, man. Data Live happened. Maybe it could happen for Toaru, bro. As soon as I finish this shit by next year sometime, boom, we get a season 4 announcement. New Testament, baby.
Do you honestly think there's going to be something next year? Because I don't. So maybe. Please, if anyone from Kadokawa, Dengeki Bunko, JC Staff is watching somehow and knows English, please, we love this series. Do something.
Wheel of the Series is not enough. It needs to show potential to make money. That's the only thing that these corporations care about. Companies don't give a fuck about you. They only care about how profitable is it. And again, my assumption right now is that because Toaru as a franchise, even though the light novel sales are amazing, the anime shit, right? The reason that the new anime content may not be being greenlit already is because, well, JC staff has so many different projects they're handling right now. And One Punch Man Season 3 is also a big project for them, right? But on top of that, if there's any hint or signs that a show, a franchise will stop performing, they've kind of lost faith and they're kind of, pivoting and prioritizing other projects. Toaru's just going to keep collecting the dust until one day maybe a new light of hope appears. Why? I don't know. Maybe someone would think Garukawa or JC Staff really is an avid lover of Toaru and they say, come on, one more time for the fans. But you should always hope for the best, but expect the worst. Thank you to Mr. Aeon of Horus. Here is the video. Please go give it. Jesus Christ, this video won't even fucking link right now. Here's the link. And if you're brand new here, go check out the Toaru playlist. We got a lot of reactions. I'll see you next time.